Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's Tech Talk. Today, I will tell you about the role of PHP in Magento, some details about how Magento uses PHP and what the difference between PHP and Magento and regular PHP coding. We will explore how PHP is integrated and uses within Magento, covering both basic concepts and practical applications. Here is a brief overview of what we will cover today. So we will discuss about the role of PHP in Magento, difference between regular PHP and PHP in Magento, PHP in Magento architecture, Magento module development with PHP, like a little bit, Magento theme, like with small example, also Magento theme and front-end development with PHP, also like some part, and integrating PHP with HTML, HTML files. So it's like a part of front-end development, and conclusion at the end. So Magento is an open source e-commerce platform, is powered by PHP. PHP's role in Magento is crucial due to its server-side scripting capabilities, which handle dynamic content generation, database interactions, and business logic execution. Its versatility and extensive support community make it like a backbone of Magento's framework. PHP integrates seamlessly with Magento's architecture, supporting features like product management, checkout processes, and customer account handling. Understanding PHP is fundamental for developers to leverage Magento's powerful framework effectively. Understanding PHP is crucial for customizing and extending Magento's functionality. This includes everything from creating custom themes and modules to integrating with third-party services. So PHP, like a part of Magento in this meaning, his main scripting language. So core functionality, extensions and module theming, database interactions, API integrations, MVC architecture, event observer system, all these things use PHP as main language. Difference between regular PHP and PHP in Magento. In short, regular PHP code differs from PHP code in Magento in that Magento has clear requirements and rules for writing and structuring the code. That is, it must correspond to the Magento architecture. For example, in regular PHP, it operates like on linear and procedural basis, often with a mix of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Examples of typical PHP usage include from form processing, database interactions, and simple CRUD operations. That is, we can call a database connection integrate CSS, JS directly, even in the same file. Basically, in real life, it's not exactly like that, but there is no limits to do even like that. Because usually we have if we have some code with connection to database and we have a lot of files, then it will be like, also we will have some structure like DB folder connection and etc. In Magento, PHP is used in structured framework that follows the model view controller design pattern. Magento's use of PHP is modular, enabling easy extension and customization without altering core code. It involves complex concepts such as dependency injection, event-driven architecture, and XML configuration files. So here's how it looks like. This left side, it's example of some regular PHP. So we can even see some pulling data from database, for example, and placing it right to our template. Yeah, it's like example to like generating page with some like in this case it's some articles with image, so it's some part of blog, as I remember. And also in regular PHP we can like connect another templates by includes or required, and yeah, so this is an example of regular PHP. In Magento, we have like in PHTML templates, we have only like front part. So the data pulled from the blocks, due to the dependencies, we write all logic in PHP and the templates itself in PHTML. So roughly speaking, in PHTML, we extract only ready-made data, if we will talk about front-end side. Yeah, and also there is like some other things like factories, object manager, but it's maybe not really related to this part. Yeah, this. Oh, yeah, this is example of block in Magento. Okay, let's move to the next one. So PHP in Magento's architecture. So Magento has MVC architecture with controllers, models, views, helpers, etc. So how does it fit together? So okay, let me show you. So let it be this one. This one is our user. So a user uses controller. So controller like manage some HTTP requests, actions. Let's write controller. Then controller manipulates model. So we have model here. Then model updates views. And views will back like display new content to user. Yeah, actually, I don't know all like Magento architecture details about how it works, but it's just to show general things about Magento architecture components. So view, it like handles the presentation layer, displaying data to the user. Controller manage the application logic, handling user inputs, updating model and view. Yeah, also it manages requests. Model represents the data layer, so handling database interactions. Also, yeah, also Magento have some development principles. One of them is solid. Yeah, so just yeah, solid. It's not one print like principles. There is some other, but about solid, so it's related to single responsibility, open closed principle, list of substitution principle, interface segmentation principle, and dependency inversion principle. So it's like, for example, single responsibility, that it I can say some example, like class should not have should have only one responsibility. So it should not like do many things, and only should be related to one thing what it should do. For example, about dependency inversion principle, it's that high-level modules should not import anything from low-level modules. This interface segregation, it's about about interface increments, let it say. Yeah. So, but as I told, it's only one print principles, but also have some other. Okay. So Magento module development with PHP. A Magento module is a collection of files that work together to provide a specific feature or functionality. So modules typically include PHP classes, XML configuration files, templates, and other resources. So we'll go through the process of creating a simple Magento's module using PHP, demonstrating how to create like really simple module. So here's like module structure. It's like basic module structure. So we have registration file. We have module XML, its configuration file, and here we have our module, our controller. So yeah, and to register module, we need at least these two, registration and module XML. And basically, we can even create module with only these two, but it will not do anything. Yeah, and to create complete module, usually we also need model, controller, block, folder with blocks, helpers, view helpers. Helpers actually it's one of main components. Like it's utility functions that can be used through the Magento application. And also can be plugins. It's like adjustments to eCommerce existing functionality. Okay, let's on this one. It's this is example of model. So models represent the data and the business logic. They are used to interact with the database and contain methods to retrieve, save, and manipulate data. So basically manage data and business logic. In this example, it's like get the product interacts with product table in the products table in database. Okay, next one is controllers. They handle the HTTP requests and determine the response. So they are responsible for processing user inputs, calling and appropriate model methods, and loading views. So basically, they handle HTTP requests, responses, and etc. In this case, controller list products. Like from product collection, we getting names. Okay, next one. Helpers provide utility functions that can be used through the Magento application. They encapsulate common functionalities like data formatting, calculations, or some other reusable code. So basically provide utility functions that simplify common tasks. In this case, helper formatting prices. Let's clear this. And blocks. It's like in units for layouts. Includes PHP view classes as part of module logic. And this one, it's an example of plugin. So this plugin uses to redirect user to specific page after registration form. Okay, let's move to the next one. So here we can see example how to create really simple module. So on this first step, first of all, we need to create a folder. Like vendor, it's usually name of company or developer's name. This one is module name. It can be, for example, to shortly describe what this module do. For example, related to subscription, let it be. Yeah, and this is the namespace of this module. So in the registration PHP, we register this module in module. Yeah, basically this one should be with number 2. In module XML, we it's configuration files. So file on, and then to get some effect on the storefront, we can create a controller and, for example, some routes, and this route will be managed by this controller. So after opening this page, this controller will execute this part of code. So here is it. So we open it, hello schemas, and we have only this on the page. Let's move on. Yeah, this one, it's the same example, but from like real life. So this is my refills page in account dashboard. So basically, we created controller, and then we also can create some template for that page and connect it in design, like in layouts, in XML layout updates. Yeah, and actually we can place these parts right to the module or by overrides. So it depends by what need, how it like have to be realized. Okay, so let's move on. Magento theme and front-end development with PHP. So PHP plays a crucial role in both theme and front-end development in Magento. Themes in Magento define the visual aspects of the store, and PHP is instrumental in customizing these themes. With PHP, we can create dynamic and interactive elements, enhancing the user experience. So Magento themes are built using a combination of HTML files, XML, CSS, JavaScript. PHP is embedded in the HTML files to dynamically generate HTML content. So this enables us to add custom widgets, banners, product sliders directly within our theme files. In front-end development, PHP is used to handle user interactions and data processing. For example, PHP scripts can proceed form submissions, validate inputs, and provide feedback to the user. One of such examples, it's like message for the users. Magento provides a robust framework for form handling, including form elements, validation rules, and data processing. By using PHP, we can create custom forms and handle user input efficiently. Also, yeah, it's all these things have layouts, blocks, containers, templates, styles, rewrites, and extents of files. Actually, we have another presentation relating to all of that. So let's move on. Yeah, one more thing about PHP and PHTML files. So PHTML files are specifically used in Magento to keep the separation of concerns clear. While PHP files handle business logic, PHTML files are intended for presentation logic, which includes generating HTML output with embedded PHP. So embedding PHP in HTML allow us to generate content dynamically based on user input or other variables, which is essential for creating interactive and responsive web pages. I think a good example of that is displaying products on category page when we like pulling all product collections, and then we like using for each, and then integrate that let's say like placing all necessary text between of the PHP code, but it's just like what I reminded for now. And conclusion. In conclusion, PHP's role in Magento is foundational and multifaceted. It powers the platform's core functionalities, from handling data interactions and business logic to rendering dynamic content and ensuring seamless user interactions. To use of PHP within Magento's model view controller framework facilities organized and maintainable code with dependency injection promotes modular and testable designs. So ultimately, PHP's integration within Magento empowers developers to create highly customized and high-performing online stores. Actually, this one, many of developers probably will say that it's not really like that. Ensuring a superior user experience and supporting business growth. And that's all. Thank you for your attention. Now I will be happy to answer your questions.